Well, here's a graph that depicts a situation. This is the graph of y equals x squared, that blue parabola. The red line is the graph of y equals 2 minus x. And we want x to be greater than or equal to 0. The region enclosed by those graphs is that region right there. And the axis of revolution is y equals -8. Now, you could use the shell method, but the expression for the length of the shell would change as we went from 0 up to 2 along the y-axis. So it's probably better to use the washer method. And the washer methods, in the washer method, your typical washer is perpendicular to the axis of revolution. And we talk about an outer radius, which is the distance from the axis of revolution to the outermost part of the shell, and the inner radius, which is the distance from the axis of revolution to the inner part of the washer, I should say. So let me move this up here. And when we use the washer method, the formula is pi times the definite integral from a to b, in this case 0 to this one right here, an expression for the outer radius squared. Well, the outer radius is, again, the distance from the red line to y equals -8. So it's the y coordinate at the top minus the y coordinate at the bottom. F of x minus a -8, the outer radius squared, and minus the inner radius squared. And there's a formula for the inner radius. And it looks like we get 65.345 or something close to that. Another way to think about it is that if we use the disk method for the line, there's the volume that'll be created, 283. And then if we use the disk method on revolving this parabola about the y-axis, about the line y equals -8, we'll get an inner volume. And if we subtract those, we get the same thing. Okay, so this is normally the formula we use: outer radius squared minus inner radius squared. And here's the actual work real quick. F of x was really 2 minus x minus a -8. That becomes 10 minus x, quantity squared. So here on scrap paper, I've kind of simplified the integrand. And then over here, find the antiderivative of this. Do from 0 to 1. We know when we put zeros in for x, we're just going to get a -0 here. So there's what you get when you put 1 in for x: 24/5 times pi, or 104 pi over 5. Okay, there you go. Hope that helped. If you have any questions, post a comment.